The small town of Willow Creek was known for its serene beauty, a place where the gentle river wound through towering pine trees, and the afternoon sun dappled the forest floor with golden light. Children played along the riverbanks, and neighbors exchanged friendly greetings, their lives intertwined in quiet harmony. It was a town where everyone knew each other, and the world seemed at peace. Scout, a seasoned German shepherd with a coat of mottled black and tan, moved steadily along the river's edge. Years of service as a police dog had sharpened his senses and instincts. But retirement had not dulled his curiosity or his dedication. Now living with the Harper family, Scout had found a new rhythm: gentle walks, peaceful days, and the occasional thrill of discovery. On this particular afternoon, the air was cool and fresh, carrying the scent of pine and damp earth. Scout trotted alongside the water, his nose close to the ground, alert to the smallest changes. Suddenly, his keen eyes caught something unusual: a small pink sandal, drifting slowly on the surface of the river, bobbing gently with the current. Scout paused, ears twitching. The sandal was delicate and worn, far too small for any of the children he knew. His instincts prickled. Something was wrong. Following the path of the drifting shoe, Scout's gaze moved upstream. There, nestled among the roots of a fallen tree and partially hidden by thick bushes, lay a small figure. It was a little girl, no more than 8 years old, her clothes torn and stained with dirt and blood. Her eyes fluttered weakly, and a soft whimper escaped her lips. Scout's heart tightened. The girl was hurt, vulnerable, and alone. From a nearby cottage, a sharp bark from Scout alerted Mrs. Grace, the Harper family's elderly neighbor, known for her keen ears and swift steps despite her age. Mrs. Grace hurried toward the sound, clutching her shawl tightly around her shoulders. When she arrived, her eyes widened with concern. "Oh, my, what happened here?" she murmured. Kneeling beside the girl, Scout sat faithfully, tail low but alert, watching as Mrs. Grace gently cradled the child's head and called out softly, "Lily, can you hear me? We're going to get you help." Lily's eyes blinked slowly, a faint smile touching her lips despite the pain. "Scout," she whispered, her voice barely audible. Scout responded with a soft whine, nudging her hand gently with his nose. The peaceful town of Willow Creek had just faced a moment of crisis, one that would draw its community closer and reveal the strength of compassion and courage in the face of uncertainty. The sterile smell of antiseptics filled the hospital room where Lily Harper lay resting. Her small frame was wrapped in clean white sheets, but the marks on her skin told a darker story. Sylvia Morgan, the town's dedicated social worker, studied the bruises and scars with a heavy heart. This was no ordinary accident. Sylvia sat quietly by Lily's bedside, her notebook open, capturing observations and thoughts. "Lily, can you tell me what happened?" she asked gently, trying to coax a response from the fragile child. Lily's eyes darted around nervously, but her lips remained sealed. Sylvia knew trust would take time, but she was determined to uncover the truth. Later that day, Sylvia visited Willow Creek Elementary School. The halls buzzed with children's laughter and chatter. But Sylvia's focus was on the artwork displayed in the corridors, bright crayon drawings. Vivid with imagination, but some spoke of pain. One picture caught her attention, a small girl. Dark clouds looming overhead, a figure looming menacingly behind her. The teacher explained that the drawing was from Lily. Sylvia's heart sank. These were signs of something more sinister, child abuse hidden beneath the surface of this quiet town. Her concerns grew when Elijah Harper, Lily's father, arrived at the hospital. His presence was cold, distant, his eyes avoiding Sylvia's gaze. When questioned about the injuries, Elijah's answers were vague, defensive. Sylvia's suspicions deepened. She sensed a man hiding secrets behind a facade of normalcy. A man who might be the source of Lily's suffering. Back at the hospital, Sylvia vowed to protect Lily. She began coordinating with local authorities, determined to ensure the child's safety. The peaceful town of Willow Creek was now under a shadow. But Sylvia's resolve promised that no secret would remain buried for long. The walls of Willow Creek Elementary were alive with the colorful drawings of children. In a small classroom, Sylvia Morgan sat quietly, surrounded by crayons, paper, and the curious eyes of young students. Each child was asked to draw what made him feel scared or unsafe. And the results were haunting. Sylvia carefully examined each drawing. Many depicted a tall figure wearing black boots, looming shadows, and frightened children hiding beneath beds or behind doors. One picture showed a child with bruises, tears streaming down their face, and a menacing man standing nearby. These aren't just drawings, Sylvia thought grimly. They are cries for help. She knew she had to act fast. Later, outside the school, Scout, the loyal German shepherd, paced restlessly beside Sylvia. His ears twitched at every sound, a bark, a car door slamming, alert and protective. Sylvia looked down at Scout, grateful for his unwavering support. Together, they represented safety and strength. Sylvia's next stop was Elijah Harper's house, a modest home shaded by tall pines. The neighborhood was quiet, but Sylvia felt the weight of suspicion pressing down. She rang the doorbell, waiting with Scout at her side. Elijah answered, his expression guarded. "Can I help you?" he asked, voice tense. "I'm here about Lily," Sylvia said calmly. "I'd like to talk." Inside, the house was neat but cold, with little warmth or personal touches. Sylvia noticed a pair of black boots by the door, boots that matched the ones in the children's drawings. Sylvia's heart sank. Outside, Scout growled softly, sensing the tension. Back at the school, Sylvia compiled her findings, drawings, testimonies from teachers, and her observations. The pieces fit together, revealing a grim pattern of abuse and fear. Determined to protect the children, Sylvia reached out to the authorities, preparing to take action. As night fell over Willow Creek, Scout lay by Sylvia's feet, ever watchful. The journey ahead would be difficult, but with courage, evidence, and the voices of the innocent, justice could prevail. The air was thick with tension as Sylvia Morgan and a small team of police officers approached Elijah Harper's modest home once again. The afternoon sun cast long shadows across the quiet street of Willow Creek. But inside Sylvia's heart, a storm raged. They were here to confront a man whose carefully hidden secrets were unraveling, secrets that had endangered the most vulnerable among them. Scout, ever vigilant, walked steadily beside Sylvia, his eyes sharp and ears pricked forward. The dog's presence was a silent assurance that neither she nor the truth would be caught off guard. Elijah opened the door before they even knocked, his face a mask of controlled calm that barely concealed the flicker of fear behind his eyes. "What is this about?" he asked, voice low and defensive. Sylvia stepped forward, holding up a folder thick with evidence, children's drawings, medical reports, and statements collected from teachers and neighbors. "We need to talk about Lily." Elijah, about the bruises, the drawings, and what the children have shared. Elijah's jaw clenched, his eyes darting nervously. "I've already told you. I don't know how she got those injuries. She's a clumsy child. But the pattern doesn't fit accidents." Sylvia replied firmly, "We have multiple reports, consistent stories. And these drawings show a clear picture. We're giving you a chance to be honest." Scout growled low, his gaze locked on Elijah. Sensing the mounting tension, the dog's warning was unmistakable. A barrier between the innocent and the danger lurking close. Elijah's facade cracked. His voice rose, anger and desperation bleeding through. "You have no proof. This is all lies, conspiracies." But as the officers began questioning him, more evidence was brought to light: text messages, past reports of unexplained injuries, and witnesses who had seen Elijah's harsh behavior. Eventually, Elijah's defenses crumbled. Faced with undeniable truth, he confessed, the weight of guilt and fear breaking through his resistance. Later, at the police station, Sylvia sat with Lily, who was now safe and receiving care. Scout lay quietly beside them, a guardian still watchful. The truth was out, but healing was just beginning. The town of Willow Creek could start to mend, knowing that courage, vigilance, and loyalty had protected its most vulnerable. The gentle hum of life had returned to Willow Creek. The once shadowed corners of the small town were now filled with laughter, warmth, and the steady pulse of healing. After the storm of truth and confrontation, the community found itself on the path to recovery, a journey marked by compassion, resilience, and hope. At the Willow Creek Hospital, Lily Harper lay peacefully in a bright, sunlit room. The wounds that once marred her fragile body were healing under the care of kind nurses and dedicated doctors. Though the physical scars would fade, the emotional journey was just beginning. Yet, surrounded by love and protection, Lily was slowly rediscovering safety and trust. Sylvia Morgan visited regularly, her presence a comforting constant. Each visit brought stories of progress. Lily's smiles grew more frequent, her eyes brighter, and her voice stronger. Sylvia knew the path ahead would be long and sometimes difficult. But the little girl's courage inspired everyone around her. Scout, always by Sylvia's side, sat quietly nearby, a steadfast guardian. His gentle eyes and calm demeanor provided a soothing presence, a reminder that protection could take many forms, not just from danger, but from fear itself. Meanwhile, at Willow Creek Elementary, the atmosphere was lighter. Teachers incorporated lessons about safety, kindness, and speaking up into their classrooms. Children learned that their voices mattered and that help was always within reach. The drawings that once revealed pain and fear had transformed into colorful expressions of hope and happiness. Walls once shadowed by silence now celebrated resilience and community strength. Elijah Harper's fate was sealed by the justice system. The law had taken its course, ensuring that he faced the consequences of his actions. His removal from the community marked a critical step in safeguarding the children of Willow Creek. But the work was far from over. Sylvia and Scout continued their mission. Ever vigilant, they worked tirelessly to identify and protect other vulnerable children, fostering partnerships with schools, families, and law enforcement. Their efforts brought a renewed sense of security to the town, a promise that no child would suffer in silence. As the sun set over the quiet streets of Willow Creek, Sylvia stood on the porch of the Harper home, Scout at her feet. The horizon glowed with the warm colors of dusk, symbolizing the promise of a new day. Together, they looked forward, toward healing, hope, and a community united in love and protection.
Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please comment 1. And if you didn't, just hit like. See you in the next videos.